Hey guys, it's Kwana back again with another review. Hope you guys are doing awesome. This weekend I sat down and binged in about 4 hours the new Netflix series entitled The Woman in the House Across the Street from the Girl in the Window, which, if you can't tell by that very lengthy title, is a comedy, or rather a dark comedy satirical take on the murder mystery slash eyewitness solves the crime kind of genre that has made a resurgence in the last couple of years. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about why I think you should check this show out. But before we do that, please click the subscribe button down below so that you can be here for all of my reviews and recaps. So The Woman in the House Across the Street from the Girl in the Window stars Kristen Bell. You may know her from Veronica Mars, from The Good Place, or if you have kids, you might know her as the voice of Princess Anna. She stars in this, and ironically, her name is Anna, and she plays a recent divorcee slash mother who has lost her child, and her days are extremely repetitive, as we see with the montage at the beginning of the show. Pretty much she spends all of her time drinking wine and staring out of her window. Things change when there is an attractive new neighbor across the street, played by Tom Riley, and he has a daughter with him, and she becomes fascinated with them. Unfortunately, we see that there is a murder or a crime that she believes that she witnesses, and she has to, one, prove that a crime has happened because she's kind of become known as the neighborhood lush, and also she has to find out if the killer is onto her. So we've got a lot going on here. The show also stars Michael Ealy as her husband, which kind of, pulls into, he's played a lot of like would-be killer stalker-ish characters recently, and he was also in the ABC series, which is a reboot of an Australian series, I believe, called Secrets and Lies, or was it Asian? There's so many American shows that are remakes of other countries, but yeah, he played on Secrets and Lies. This was a really fun watch. Like I said, I binge watched it in about 4 hours and some change this weekend. I'm a small YouTuber, so I don't get previews or early copies, advanced copies of anything, so I watched it when it came out, and it was very quick and easy to watch. If you got 4 hours to kill at one span of time, which I find a lot of times, especially if you're a parent, you pretty much have, either you have time and you're going to stay up and you're going to commit to watching something, or you don't have time and it's really hard to keep a regular schedule and keep up with watching a show. So this one was great. It was 8 episodes, 30 minutes or so each, very quick to watch. It plays into the whole satirical parody of that genre very well. I thought sometimes they could have gone a little bit harder into the parody and really kind of like slapped you in the face with it, but they really didn't. They tried to kind of like let you know that it was satirical, but at the same time make you believe that you're actually watching a real thriller and you're actually trying to solve the crime. I think they kind of did that a little too well, as evidenced by all of the comments on Twitter where people weren't really aware that this was satirical, and so there were moments in it where it's quite obvious that they're kind of like hamming it up and playing up those tropes kind of heavy-handed, and people did not realize it. And I'm like, people, there's a reason you guys are arguing about the length of the title, and hello, it's because it's a parody title. Hello. There's so many things that I enjoyed about the show. Kristen Bell does a great job. She's very believable as this character. She's very funny. Kristen Bell just really shines on almost everything that she's in and makes it really enjoyable. It's kind of nice seeing Michael Ealy kind of play into his eye candy-ness that he tends to do in these roles, but at the same time they kind of do a reversal of that, and he's kind of playing a atypical character for him, and that was kind of interesting to see him in that kind of part. pretty much everybody brought their A game to this project. And like I said, the only critique that I would have with it is there are times when I felt like they could have been a little bit harder into the parody and leaned into some of those tropes a little harder. The way the show ends, there's definitely the possibility of a second series, but this is one of those shows that actually would make a great anthology series where we got new characters each time. And I'd be very interested to see Netflix perhaps take a route like that, so that we're not just getting a one-off of this particular trope, but maybe they can play with it a little bit more. I definitely think it is worth a watch. It is, I think, TVMA or rated, has like a rated R. There's not a lot of nudity, but there is obviously some drinking, some cussing, and more importantly, there's death and killing. So it's definitely not something that you should be watching probably with your kids, but it's definitely a fun watch. And like I said, if you got a couple of hours to kill, you can definitely get this done in either one quick binge or break it up into two. But if you had a chance to watch it, let me know what you thought down below in the comments. Perhaps we can talk a little bit later on about the surprise ending and did you know who the killer was? Let me know if you checked this out, and I will see you guys in the next review. Toodles!